gone cold on the table. You're reading the notes on your phone. Window is letting the gray in. I watch the steam lose its shape. I miss that comfortable silence, air full of nothing, still kind. Empty rooms didn't feel violent, just your breathing close to mine. I miss that comfortable silence where the quiet didn't bite, where the pause between our sentences didn't feel like losing light. Sock on the lamp it's yellow. Your head on the wrong side of bed. Ceiling fan tracing a circle like it's trying to rewind. I miss that comfortable silence, air full of nothing, still kind. Empty rooms didn't feel violent, just your breathing close to mine. I miss that comfortable silence where the quiet didn't bite, where the pause between our sentences didn't feel like losing light. We used to drift, half on thoughts, hanging there, soft as dust. Now every gap is sharp little teeth. Every still moment pulls out receipts. I miss that comfortable silence, air full of nothing, still kind. Empty rooms didn't feel violent, just your breathing close to mine. I miss that comfortable silence, curtains breathing in and out. When let it go. Tiny words dropped on the carpet, we turned them into stones. Every night a different version, same room, same crooked light. You turn around, you stay, you leave. I edit it until it's right. In the corner, your coat still on the chair. I fall asleep on that same moment. Wake up and you're not there. Everything else your ceiling glow, move like they were tied together. Didn't see the days run out, didn't hear the gentle sever before the crack showed. I thought this would last forever. Rings and backyard crowns, swore we'd never turn into the people who could let each other down. Now your keys hang on my wall hook, scuffed and heavy, side by side. You make coffee, dancing while the pavement dry. We missed 3 trains just talking. Sunburn on your shoulder line. You drew hearts on a paper cup. Said, I've got too much time. Now it's winter where you were. Same street, different weather. Breath hangs like the words that I didn't send. Never. I keep walking through the place where your shadow used to fall. Summer when I met you feels like someone else's film at all. You slept with the window open. Heat stuck to the ceiling fan. Your name in the fog on my mirror faded as the day began. We promised to call in September. Left sand in each other's clothes. You waved from a rusted platform like you already knew the snow. Now it's winter where you were. Same street, different weather. Breath hangs like the words that I didn't send. Never. I keep walking through the place where your shadow used to fall. Summer when I met you feels like someone else's film at all. I still taste the sunscreen, cherry on your plastic straw. All that bright white nothing. Now it's just a dirty thought. You hum something, I forget the tune of the air. How the heat made everything blurry, made me think you'd always be there. Now it's winter where you were. Same street, different weather. Sky pressed like a ceiling on the questions I won't let it hurt. I keep walking through the place where your shadow used to fall. Summer when I met you was a quiet kind of miracle. Summer when I met you feels too fragile now to call. We wrote our names in the dust on your old dashboard. July burned slow through the hole in your blue shorts. You said someday we'll laugh at how it terrified. I watched the road and tried to memorize your profile. Before we knew how it would end, everything still felt possible. Every wrong turn looked like chance. Every scar felt optional. We were hanging from a thread and calling it a miracle. Before we knew how it would end, I thought the world just pretend? Was it better not knowing? We're watching it descend. Before we knew how it would end, everything still felt possible. Every empty parking lot felt holy, felt unstoppable. We were glowing in a wreck, too young to see the interval. Before we knew how it would end, I swear it felt possible. Will there be anything kind left? If I unlearn every answer, will you hear that first laugh again? Or was he only ever your reflection on my skin? Did you fall for the ghost, the soft, unfinished outline of me? Before the armor, before the practice speech, I keep digging through the years. Hands are shaking, pockets empty, till he's buried, buried under who I had to be. I trace your note in the suitcase lining, mouth the words that you underlined twice. If you change, don't lose yourself in the cloud. I close my eyes and I almost hear you say my name, the way you said it the first time. It was 3:17 in your old car, dashboard dim, coffee on your sleeve. You said, guess this is how it is now, like dropping glass between your teeth. I watched your hands let go of the wheel for a second, waiting for some sign that never came. I know the frame where we lost it, paused in the glow of a red light. Your mouth half trying to smile, eyes already saying goodbye. I keep scrubbing back through that moment, but the tape just shivers and slides. I know the frame where we lost it, I just can't rewind. You laughed once, too late for the joke. Radio low, static in your throat. Street names blurred, then suddenly sharp, like they knew what we didn't know. If I had turned to you half a breath sooner, would we be somewhere else tonight? I know the frame where we lost it, paused in the glow of a red light. Your mouth half trying to smile, eyes already saying goodbye. I keep scrubbing back through that moment, but the tape just shivers and slides. I know the frame where we lost it, I just can't rewind. You said, we'll talk later, but later fell through the floor. Every message left unsent stacks up behind the door. I replay your knuckles on the steering wheel, that nervous little rhythm, as if you